Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode from Fluency First. In this video, I'll talk to you about 5 common mistakes that most of the English learners make when they are learning the language. And by the end of the video, I'll tell you the #1 secret that can help you get over these common mistakes. First things first, #1, and is the most important one, they don't balance the input and the output of the language. As I might have mentioned in some of the previous videos, that we have 4 skills which we use in order to communicate in any language, 2 of which are for receiving the language, input, and the other 2 are the output. Most of the language learners tend to feed their input rather than practicing the output. And that's actually one big mistake that messes up the balance between the input and the output, to the point that you might see some of the English language learners who are very good in listening, but when they try to speak, they find it very difficult. I sometimes see people who try to always memorize 100 of new vocabulary every day. But the fact is, if you don't use these words or these new vocabulary that you learn every day, you're going to forget all of them. So it's as simple as that. The more you practice, the better you become. If you practice only listening, you become good at listening. If you practice only reading, you become perfect at reading. But the most important skill, which is speaking, also needs practice. #2 is they don't consume entertaining content rather than absolute educational content. You need to understand that the learning journey is enjoyable only if you want. You could watch maybe stand-up comedy or a comedy movie with English subtitle. You don't have to be all the time watching educational content, and then when you want to entertain yourself, you watch something in your first language. I personally love watching Trevor Noah. He's a hilarious South African stand-up comedy. #3 is that they don't practice thinking in English. And to be honest, thinking in English is one of the most important daily activities that every language learner needs to be practicing. I have also talked about this in one of my videos before. Thinking in English doesn't require any physical activity. It doesn't require anything. You just need to work out your mind. Think of the future plans in English. Think of maybe things that had happened in the past in English. If you're just sitting around doing nothing, you could do that. How many times you might find yourself just sitting around doing nothing? Trust me, if you dedicate like 5 to 10 minutes every day practicing thinking in English, that's going to be a game changer. #4 is that they are afraid of making mistakes. Well, let me tell you that. You are better than most of the native English speakers. I mean, you speak your first language, which obviously you are very good at. You're not very good at, you're fluent at. And since you're watching my video and you understand everything that I said, that means you're also very good at English. And that should be enough to make you confident and to understand that making mistakes is absolutely fine. This is how we learn, by making mistakes. Don't worry about anybody judging you. Don't worry about using the wrong vocabulary. It's okay. Just make mistakes and enjoy the process of learning from your mistakes. #5 and the last is that they don't ask questions. You have to question everything. Sometimes I might be watching a movie and the actors in the movie say something that I don't understand. I'm not talking about vocabulary. Well, sometimes I also don't understand some vocabulary, but I'm not talking about vocabulary. What I mean is they might say something that is cultural, something that is related to the culture, something that is related to an event that might have happened recently in their country. And if you want to become fluent at any language, it's vital to understand the culture of the native speakers of this language. So don't only worry about vocabulary and grammar and speaking and accent and all, and ignore the cultural education. So these are 5 mistakes that are, in my humble opinion, slowing down the learning process. And as I told you, by the end of the video, there will be a bonus tip where I share with you a practice that can help you avoid making these mistakes. That is working on your self-confidence by simply recording yourself. This practice does the magic. If you record yourself on daily basis, you will solve the problem of balancing between the input and the output. You will be practicing thinking in English. You will develop a sense of accepting making mistakes, and you will be aware of how you look like when you speak that language. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and leave me a cheerful comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already, and I'll see you in the next video.